Yar, matey. Yar. No, wait. It's just Nick Fury. You're just...
Not even.
It's just Nick Fury.
Crazy statement.
That's all. You have the eye patch on.
Me, when I see a black man wearing an eye patch, must be Nick Fury.
We at the local grocery store. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another White Guy video essay. In today's video, I want to talk about the slop. And not just AI slop, but gaming slop. A form of slop that has been around in gaming for a long time. Something that has pretty much destroyed the mid-2000s, and absolutely everybody was making one of these games, if not everybody. And that is the zombie game.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Yeah!
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Sure.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Oh, okay.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Jesus Christ, how many fucking zombie games are you buying, Joe?
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
No, I don't want to fucking play another goddamn zombie game!
I mean, there's been so many jokes about the zombie game that nobody can really tell you which form of a zombie game is the true one. I think zombie games as a whole started in 1999 with the first Resident Evil. But we have to understand that after these games, there has been a lot of bad slop. A lot of stinkers, if you will. A lot of hoggabaloo. Not anything that has been truly great ever since the Left 4 Dead series by Steam or by Mr. Gabe Newell himself. And in the long years since Left 4 Dead and Valve's absolute meteoric rise to godhood in the gaming industry, many people have tried to replicate what Left 4 Dead did. Some of my favorites being Vermintide Dark Tide, Payday taking a very cool 180 twist instead of being undead, but being cops. It's still essentially the same game of being a four-person cooperative shooter, but it is very inherently different. Now, zombie games can come in multiple different forms. I think entirely four, that being the survival shooter, the four-person co-op like we've talked about, survival as a whole, and FPS round-based shooters like Call of Duty. If you're not doing it outside of those four, I don't think you have too many other variants of that. Project Zomboid, for instance, I think falls into the zombie survival aspect, even though it's completely different in its art style and its gameplay of how it presents itself. All in all, I've been searching, trying to find that old Left 4 Dead style of gameplay. I've been yearning for it. Trying to even look for it Back 4 Blood, but we all know how that one went. We don't need to talk about that. And I found it in one development team, somebody who's made a trucking game, and that is Saber Interactive. Saber Interactive has made two games in the zombie four-person co-op shooter list, and they're both fantastic. And I cannot talk about one or the other without talking about both of them because they are both very intertwined with how they are developed and how their gameplay is presented. If you look at one, you'll probably see a lot of assets from the other. And that's okay in my opinion, because one is doing something that the other isn't. World War Z is your more straightforward four-person co-op. I'm going into a campaign of 5 or so missions, and I'm going to play them out with my buddies, my classes and guns, and pick up guns that are more powerful along the way. Classic Left 4 Dead style. And that has never changed for that game. Has a really great horde mode, has a horde XL mode, which is a bigger version of the horde mode where you can instead use literal napalm jet streak airstrikes on top of hordes. We can get into that a little later. And then John Carpenter's is the more 80s action style, goofy but funny, while still having that down-to-earth COD style going through a mission like they try to do with Outbreak. And I kind of like it. I didn't like Outbreak at first when CODs tried to do that open mission style thing. I felt that Outbreak was very limited and it didn't feel like it went outside of the bounds that it could have. But John Carpenter's feels like it actually takes itself very seriously by adding vehicles. COD tried adding vehicles to zombies, and we see how that went. The vehicles here actually serve a purpose in a sense too, and we can always get into that a little later, but I want to say that Saber Interactive has done a tremendous job within just 2 games to show that it doesn't take a AAA studio, it takes a good, loving studio to try and make the zombie game that we all thought was complete slop for years and years, to actually make it good. It actually looks good. And we don't even have to go that far as seeing how the Dying Light franchise and Resident Evil has shown itself in the last few years. They've taken themselves seriously. And I think that's what Saber has done. They've taken the idea of a zombie game and not putty fucked with it. They actually treat their players with real intent and actual, not stupidity. They treat them like they know what they want and what they are here for. My problem with John Carpenter's Toxic Commandos and World War Z is that their stories have no real impact on you, and their characters are absolutely flat dimensions of themselves. Especially in John Carpenter's, they are just character types of each other, and they don't really matter. One's a tech, one's a zenist, and one's the big broody badass. That doesn't really matter, and especially in World War Z, all of them are one-dimension flats that just call out the special of the day. So you just pick who you want, you think is the coolest, and bada bing, bada boom, you go on your way with the campaign, or the horde mode that you're going with. Hashtag Judcoin for life. And while you will be facepalming at some of the lines and some of the dialogue within these games, it's the gameplay in itself that I keep coming back to day in and day out. I don't get enough of shooting the big hordes of these zombies. And Saber Interactive has done incredible technology with their horde system. The horde system has absolutely elevated this game from a mid-7 to a nice 9, in my opinion. The horde system has revolutionized the zombie game. Millions upon millions of people are infected, usually in a zombie apocalypse. And no other game has demonstrated that feeling of an endless supply of undead meat than Saber Interactive itself. They are able to put so many entities on just the map in itself, on horde mode, on John Carpenter's, like on a big event at the end. It makes you truly feel like you're at the odds ends every time. Like, you don't know how you're truly going to get out at the end of this. But somehow, through the blood and the guts, and after your last mag has been displaced, you feel a wave and a sense of relief. But you won't feel that when they come back through the same holes, the same clabberings. You will feel as your ammo depletes and the health of the gate goes down in horde mode. And that's what both these games have done so well for me. Is you feel the impending doom of this huge horde coming down upon you. And you have to use not only your abilities, but your teammates' abilities to really survive. And trust in them to really elevate yourself that no other game has felt for me. And until today. Now, why did I make this video? Because it feels like the zombies gaming has been in a decline. And the only person that could ever keep it up was good old Resident Evil. Call of Duty had lost itself by the wayside and could not recover in any sense of the form. After Black Ops 7, it seemed that cooperative zombie gaming was going to die out. But I didn't believe that because I knew that there was hope. I knew that there was hope that a game like World War Z could come around again. And John Carpenter's, I think, is going to be that game for us. It's taken a lot of assets that COD has tried to implement into its own ideas. Vehicles, classes, and a big open map instead of a linear-based level, like Kino, Transit, and all these beautiful maps that we know from Ever Go. And I think that Saber is trying to show that we don't need to conform to these bigger IPs and studios that are having these big names involved with them. I think we need to trust in the fact that other people can do what we consider to be slop, what we consider to be deathly to any gaming industry. For the longest time, it seemed that the zombie game was a way that people would just go to die. Dead Island, Dead Rising. It just seemed for the longest time that if you made a zombie game, you weren't really going to survive too much longer. Hell, even one of my favorites, Arcane Austin, died out, who made Dishonored and the beautiful, after Redfall, a zombie vampire game, cooperative zombie vampire game, they died. And I don't think it's because the zombie game in the franchise of zombie shooter is so dead. I think it's because they use it as a cash grab. And that's what it's always been. Instead of using it as a deplorable telling of human ideology and human hubris, is become a cash grab, easy AI generated filled asset game. And that's what it's been for the longest time. But these games right here, these two right here show me that cooperative gaming is not dead. And the zombies games are not dead yet. We are just at the cusp of making them so much better than what they already are. But that is a video essay for another time. I love you all. This has been White Guy Video Essay, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.